Each October, just in time for the busy holiday shopping season, National Cybersecurity Awareness Month provides a timely reminder of the need for online safety.
That's right. This year marks the 20th anniversary of Cybersecurity Month, and Nathaniel Gleischer, he is here. He is the director and head of security policy at Meta, and he's joining us with some important security tips for this season. Hey, Nathaniel.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's kick it off with this question, and that is, why is cybersecurity awareness, why is that important?
Well, I think people are increasingly thinking about and worried about staying safe online. The more time we spend on the internet, the more this is important. The good news is that there are some simple tips that people can follow to keep themselves safe online and make life much harder for hackers. My team works with other teams across Meta and our partners across society to build safe and secure places for people to connect and build community. One important part of that is giving people tools to keep themselves safe on Meta's platforms, but really anywhere across the internet. And so I wanted to take this opportunity to share some of those tips.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some proactive ways that we can improve our online safety?
Well, the simplest thing that I would recommend in the first step is that everyone should turn on two-factor authentication for all their accounts online. This is one of the most effective and simplest ways to protect your online identity. On Facebook and Instagram, you can turn two-factor authentication on by going into your security and login settings and selecting Use Two-Factor Authentication to get started. In addition to social media, I'd also recommend you turn two-factor authentication on for your other accounts online, including your banking accounts and your personal email.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, those are great tips.
What other ways do you have for us to improve our cybersecurity?
I mean, another thing that people should do is I think it's good to always be careful of unsolicited messages. Cyber criminals often disguise themselves as legitimate sources to deceive people and try to gain access to their personal information. So carefully examine email addresses and website URLs to ensure that they're legitimate. One common trick is to have an email address that's one letter off from a well-known and trusted brand. For our small business owners out there, we know that cyber criminals will often try this technique to target small businesses, so it's good to be conscious of it. And if you get a suspicious message on a Meta platform, you can report it to us through our reporting channels.
Yeah. What about passwords and account security? Passwords is a thing I'm always updating and changing. What tips do you have for us there, Nathaniel?
Yeah, passwords are really important to your online identity. I would recommend that everyone use a password manager. So strong, unique passwords for all your accounts. I'm sure you might be worried about remembering all those passwords, but that's the beauty of a password manager. It remembers the passwords for you, and most of them will actually even generate strong passwords for you so you don't have to come up with them. So that's a really useful tool that I use and that I would recommend everyone use.
Yeah, absolutely. I know trying to keep track of all your passwords is very, very tricky. Plus, you know, the two-step authentication that Nathaniel talked about, also important as well. Where can we go to learn more about staying safe online?
Yeah, so certainly you can always double check your security settings on Facebook by running Security Checkup, which is at facebook.com/securitycheckup.
Okay.
It also includes some more tips like we're talking about here today. And I would recommend that on Facebook and Instagram, you can also turn on login alerts to make sure you're notified if someone tries to access your account. You can turn this on by going to facebook.com/help and following the instructions there. Businesses can also enable business notifications, so you're alerted of any changes to your Meta Business Manager account. And you can do this in business settings and then click notifications.
Okay, good to know. And I know Nathaniel talked about, you know, watching those emails. Sometimes they're like one letter off or something like that. Something else that I always look for are pictures. Sometimes if the picture doesn't pop up, then I know maybe something might be a little bit fishy.
Yeah, so if it looks a little bit grainy or whatever, and it's not, just looks suspicious,
yes,
right?
Absolutely,
yes, Nathaniel, thank you for all those great tips and for keeping us safe online. We appreciate your time.
Yeah.